Hi guys, Dave here. It has been a while. Been very busy building studios and writing music and recording other people's music and all that sort of stuff. One of the other things that I've been very busy doing is working on the Chapman Guitars MLB bass, which is the first bass guitar that Chapman Guitars have ever done, and that's been really cool. And in fact, that's what this video is about. We've finally got the first prototype after a very long process of getting the spec together and all that sort of stuff. Because Chapman Guitars have never done a bass guitar before, it was kind of, and also with Chapman Guitars being very sort of collaboratively designed and that sort of thing, it was important for us to make sure that the people that were voting on all the sort of specs and design and everything were bass players and not just sort of guitarists doing a sort of interpretation of a bass, because we wanted to make something that was fundamentally a bass and a very good bass. So the design process was slightly different, still collaboratively designed, but we looked for 100 bass players to design it, and then used the Chapman Guitars forum to have a thread for us for the 100 to vote on everything. And that's kind of the process that we took, and having received the prototype, I can say that they did a great job, and that this is definitely not a guitarist's interpretation. It's definitely a bass, you know, and it's something I'm very proud of, and I hope that the 100 designers are also very proud of it. There are a few changes that need to be made, in my opinion, but on the whole, it's just spot on, really. So I'll be showing you that very shortly. We'll take it down to the Cove, the new studio, plug it in, get some sounds, and show you what it can do. But before I go and do that, I'll just quickly sort of list off all the kind of specs, so you have an idea of what it is first. As you can probably see behind me, there's some close-up shots. So, what is it? It's a 4-string, because that makes sense. It's Chapman Guitars' first bass, and as awesome as it would be to make a 5-string or a 6-string and stuff like that, it made sense just to keep it simple and do a 4-string, and so that's what it is. Now, we've used some wicked woods on this, and I mean, it does sound great, as you'll see later. So we've got a Babinga body with a Babinga top, and it's kind of arch top, arch back, still got a kind of belly cut. It's very slight arch back, but it just kind of sits into the body really well, and you can really feel the resonance of the wood, which is great. We've got a 24 fret, 34 radius long scale neck, which is made from maple and wenge. It's a 5-piece 3-neck with stainless steel frets. The fretboard is wenge. We've got a 1.7-inch tusk nut, A-type bridge, all black hardware, natural finish, feels awesome. Electrics wise, we've got passive coil tapping humbuckers, so you can kind of get that single coil jazz sound, or pop the coil tap back in and get that full fat, big, just massive bass sound. Control wise, we've got 2 volume pots for the neck pickup and for the bridge pickup. And what else we've got? We've got a master tone, which has the coil split on it, and a pickup blend, so you can kind of, it's notched in the middle, so you can go kind of all the way to the neck or all the way to the bridge, or halfway in between, and then change the volumes of each pickup. So there's lots of tonal variations you can do with this. The cavity was routed out big enough so that you could put aftermarket electronics if you want to upgrade the preamps, and you put active pickups in or any other fancy stuff. There's plenty of room in the cavity to be able to do that. And that's kind of it really. I mean, it's about the woods. As the 100 will know, there's a few slight changes in this prototype to what was originally kind of designed. These changes were kind of executively made between myself, Lee and Rob, and for no other reason really than just trying to make sure that we could get the bass into a price category that really was going to, you know, make people pleased. And some of the things just tipped us slightly over the edge. So, but as the 100 will know, the changes have really been sort of not detrimental. It's still fundamentally the same thing that everyone kind of voted on, and all the important things have stayed. But it's just allowed us to be able to get the price into somewhere that everyone's just going to be blown away with, really. Can't tell you exactly how much it's going to cost yet. I kind of know what price range it's going to be in, and it won't disappoint. It's definitely right up there. I mean, the quality of the bass is really, really up there, but the price is very, very, very accessible, and that will be announced very shortly. I can't tell you anything else just yet, but you will enjoy it. So I'll stop waffling and let's go to the studio and check out how this thing sounds. So I'm on another couch of doom, this time in the control room of the new studio, the Cove. You can find out more about it down here. So let's check out the Proto. Here it is. It really is awesome. Very, very, very happy with it. I'll do some close-up shots as well. But let's check out how it sounds. So the controls are master tone with the chord split, and then blend control all the way back, bridge pickup, all the way to the front, neck pickup, notch in the middle. And then we've got master volume for the neck pickup and master volume for the bridge pickup. As I said before, these are both passive humbuckers, but the control cavity has been made big enough so that you can kind of do whatever you want aftermarket wise. But to be honest, I'm really impressed with the sound of these pickups. I mean, obviously it's got a lot of good wood to work with, but it does sound great. So let's start with balance in the middle, both pickups on full volume, treble all the way up in humbucking mode, and we'll just see what it kind of gives us, and we'll start playing around with some stuff. So. Very even tone. Okay, so as I said before, we've got blend control and a volume knob for each pickup. So as we're in the middle, if I start backing off the neck pickup, you'll hear it kind of start getting a little bit brighter. Now if I do the same thing again on the back off the bridge, it should get a bit warmer, a little bit more dull. So now I'll do the same thing again, but I'll back the treble all the way off. Neck pickup. Bridge pickup. And then whilst we've got all the volumes up and whilst the chord tap is still in, I'll pull the treble all the way back up and use the blend knob with both the volumes up and see what that does. I'll start all the way over to the neck and start working my way back towards the bridge. Back to the middle. Okay, so now we'll play around with the chord tap. Both the volumes are up, blender's in the middle, treble's all the way up, and we'll go into chord tap. Start backing away the neck pickup. And then back away the bridge pickup. Now obviously what does happen is, as we've got the mix knob in the middle, as we move the blend, now that the bridge pickup is all the way down, if I move the blend all the way to the back, it goes completely off. But if I move back in the middle now, if I move to the neck will get louder. Back to the middle. Turn the neck pickup all the way down, and then the bridge pickup back up. And then I move the mix knob all the way back to the bridge, get a bit louder again. So I'll put everything back to full volume and blend in the middle, and then we'll try with it chord tapped and the tone all the way rolled back and see what that sounds like. Move all the way to the neck position. And all the way to the bridge. And bring the brightness back in. And then finally back to humbucking. So there is obviously a lot of different variations. It all seems very usable. One of the things that I'm really enjoying is that everything seems very even. Often with basses you'll find that some of the bottom strings are just a lot louder than the top strings, and this doesn't seem to have that, which I really like, because it's something that I struggle with a lot. You know, you start playing up the top and no one can hear what you're doing, and then you play down the bottom and everything's too boomy. I think the combination of the woods are just and the pickups, it's just making everything very even. So it doesn't really matter where you're playing, you have the same kind of body and volume. Yeah, nice and even. So what else should we do? Okay, why don't we try a bit of distortion out? Got titering on pedal, just a little bit of Sans amp distortion. Everything's back on kind of what I'm calling normal, which is treble on full, tone on full, volumes on full, and blend in the middle. I'll stick it on the drive. It's in humbucking mode at the moment, and see what that sounds like. Middle, treble all the way off. And what I found is that the humbucking sounds very sort of woolly mammoth-y, kind of big and pumping and fuzzy, and when you put it in chord tap, what you kind of get is a kind of like high mid lift, or I guess a low mid kind of scoop, really is probably what's going on, and that seems to give a bit more of a kind of growl and bite to it, a lot more definition. So particularly with the distortion, I do love the sound of this chord tap off, so I'll just show you that now. Again, everything's just set to standard, and this time I'll put the chord tap in. So we'll move all the way to the neck position. All the way way to the neck position, sorry, bridge position. To with the tone all the way off, core tap in, all the way to the neck. And roll that all the way back in. Maybe put it to the middle again. So, as you can see, loads of tonal options, loads of different sounds going on. One thing I haven't mentioned yet is that my leg has gone completely numb because this model is very, very heavy. So for the next sort of change, we're going to weight relieve it, make it a little bit smaller, just a tiny bit thinner, just try and get it to a sort of more usable weight because this is unusable. But other than that, it plays amazingly. So yeah, I mean that's about it for now. I'll probably shoot a couple more videos, maybe doing some playthroughs to some of the Dorje tracks or something like that. So you can check out it sort of playing along to other instruments and that sort of thing, see how it sits in the mix. But sound wise and looks wise and playability, it's really fantastic. So I can't wait to get the next prototype and see whether it's a bit lighter, and then get it in the shop so that you guys can get to a store and try one out because it's incredible. So yeah, I reckon that's it for now. Take it easy. I've been Dave. This has been the Chapman first ever bass guitar, the MLB1, and I will keep you guys all posted. Enjoy!